I've decided to start a new life without you. Those words pierced the air of the elegant restaurant where we'd gathered to celebrate our daughter's graduation. Gregory, my husband of 28 years, stood with his champagne glass raised, interrupting what should have been a tribute to Amelia's achievements with a declaration that shattered our family. Conversations halted, silverware paused midair. Dozens of eyes turned toward me, anticipated tears, yelling, a dramatic scene. But I simply smiled. Thank you for your honesty. I'm Bianca Caldwell, 54 years old. For nearly 3 decades, I wore the masks of the devoted wife and mother. I paused my own career ambitions to support Gregory through business ventures, reinventions, and breakdowns. I raised our brilliant daughter, Amelia, who sat beside me in shock, her graduation cap still on. From the corner of my eye, I spotted Cassandra Wells, Gregory's much younger mistress, seated discreetly at the rear. Her presence confirmed what I already knew, and what many of our friends clearly knew too. Calmly, I retrieved a cream-colored envelope from my bag and set it before Gregory. "What is this?" he asked. "Something for later," I replied. I turned to Amelia, kissed her cheek, and said, "I'm proud of you. This day is still about you." Then I stood, adjusted my dress, addressed the silent room, and exited, head high. Outside, the Georgia summer heat wrapped around me like a warm promise of freedom. Behind me, the restaurant door slammed. Gregory's frantic voice followed. "Bianca, what the hell is this?" I didn't answer. The envelope contained the culmination of months of preparation, the beginning of the end for Gregory. As he chased dreams and mistresses, I managed our finances, saved for Amelia's education, and held our life together. I supported his ventures and endured his detours. My own dream, to open a financial consultancy for women, always came last. But that changed when I discovered unauthorized transfers from our accounts, red flags I couldn't ignore. I investigated, quietly. What I found was damning: hidden funds, expensive dates, property tours, and eventually, intimate messages between Gregory and Cassandra. They planned to start a new life after Amelia's graduation. Gregory was even going to make a public declaration. But he hadn't counted on my foresight. I was a finance professional. I knew where to look, how to build a case, and, most importantly, I remembered our prenuptial agreement, signed to protect his assets when I came from a wealthier background. It included a fidelity clause. For months, I consulted lawyers, tracked every dime, and gathered evidence. That envelope had it all. I didn't return to the celebration. I drove to the home Gregory and I shared for 15 years, the one he'd promised Cassandra, according to texts I read. His bags were already packed for his grand exit. Predictable. My phone buzzed nonstop. Friends, Amelia, even Gregory's sister Diana. I answered only Amelia. "I'm okay. Enjoy your graduation. We'll talk tonight." Amelia would be upset I kept her in the dark, but I didn't want to ruin her final semester. Hours later, Gregory burst in. "You served me divorce papers on today of all days? You wanted to start your new life? I'm helping." He scoffed. "The prenup expired." "No, it didn't. Section 12, Fidelity Clause. Duration is the length of the marriage." His face paled. "You didn't even consult a lawyer, did you?" He was reeling. I stayed calm. Then I played a recording from our home. His voice, plotting the public breakup, Cassandra praising his secrecy. "That's illegal." "Not in Georgia, not in our home, and not when one party consents." He collapsed onto the couch. I informed him I'd be staying at Diana's, and he had until tomorrow to collect his things. As I left, he called after me. "What about Amelia?" "Don't use her. You didn't think about her when you were buying beachfront properties with Cassandra. "She's already moved into the apartment," he muttered. I smiled. "The lease? Never finalized. I handled the call." His new life was crumbling. Diana greeted me with a fierce hug. We shared wine in her sunroom. She'd spotted the affair before I did, tried to warn him. When he didn't stop, she told me. Amelia soon arrived, makeup smudged. I told her everything. I knew something was off, but this? He lied to me too. That night, Philip Anderson, my attorney, confirmed the court froze the joint accounts. Gregory had limited funds now, enough to survive, not enough to thrive. Days later, Gregory and Cassandra came to Diana's house. He demanded I unfreeze the accounts. Amelia stepped in. "You humiliated Mom. You lied to me. You don't get to act like the victim." Cassandra looked stunned. "You have a separate account? With how much?" Gregory turned red. "This isn't you, Bianca. Maybe you never really knew me." Cassandra admitted she thought the breakup would be private. Amelia wasn't having it. "You ruined my graduation. Please leave." Gregory pleaded, but I stayed firm. The hearing was in 3 days. The law would handle the rest. 3 days later, the judge upheld the prenup. The house, the retirement accounts, the investments, mostly mine now. Gregory left with his personal account, his floundering business, and a reputation in shambles. 2 weeks later, Diana called laughing. Cassandra moved out. Turns out Gregory wasn't as wealthy as he pretended. I focused on rebuilding. I opened Caldwell Financial Transitions, a consultancy for women navigating divorce and life changes. Clients came quickly. Helping them helped me heal. Amelia visited often. "You're helping so many people, Mom." I'm doing what I wish someone had done for me. On what would have been our 29th anniversary, the final hearing made it official. Gregory looked tired, broken. He tried one last time. "Is there any chance?" "No," I replied gently. "You deserve happiness, Bianca. And now I'm finding it." 6 months later, my firm had grown. I hired 2 associates. Amelia thrived in Charleston. "If he'd been honest," she muttered once, "he might have kept half. But then I wouldn't have found myself." I replied. The envelope wasn't just revenge. It was a key. Behind that door was freedom and a future I claimed on my own terms.